More controversy. Simone Biles, the greatest gymnast ever, had a fun moment with fellow American Jordan Chiles after winning silver and bronze, respectively. Brazil's Rebeca Andrade would win gold. She has an incredible story of her own, yet some fans not a fan of this gesture. That's where we introduce Baltimore Ravens corner Marlon Humphrey. He would tweet above the now iconic photo, "This is literally disgusting." Let's go over why it's not. First, from Simone Biles.
Rebeca Andrade, when she won gold and you and Jordan both bowed down, and the Louvre said, hang this image in the Louvre. Girl, that's amazing. And that you were sending a big message then, weren't you?
Yes, and I think it's all about sportsmanship, and we don't care whether we win or lose. We're always going to keep a good face and support our competitors because they've worked just as hard as we have for that moment. So you have to give them their flowers, and that's exactly what me and Jordan were doing, and we were so happy for her. She deserved it. She had the best floor routine of that day and of the Olympics, so it's like, yeah, she deserved it.
Exactly, she did deserve it. And suddenly showing good sportsmanship is viewed as a negative and bad somehow. Humphrey would then make another error. "I'm low-key getting cooked right now," he tweeted. "I think I'm getting cussed out in Brazilian on Instagram. LOL. Not sure what speaking Brazilian might be or getting cooked in Brazilian, but I think the word he was looking for was Brazilian Portuguese. Nonetheless, considering Andrade's journey to the podium, recognition is deserved. She'd also say her first experience, starting out as a youngster with acrobatics, was when she climbed and hung upside down from the bunk beds she shared with her siblings. Andrade has said those bunk beds are where it all began. Rosa, her mother, would tell Brazilian news outlet G1 that Rebeca's aunt worked at a gym and gymnastics tryouts were being held at the time, so young Andrade went with. From the International Federation of Gymnasts, she joined a social program that allowed children to practice gymnastics at the gym where her loved one used to work. Quote, "I was always active when I was a small child, so my aunt took me to the gym where she worked and I began doing gymnastics. It was amazing. The gym looked like an amusement park. I think that if it weren't for that program, they wouldn't have spotted my talent and I would have just been a girl playing on the street." I'm going to have more on that in a second because it is very important. Philip Reeves of NPR would then tell the outlet this story. Her personal success and story is remarkable. She's 22. She's black. She comes from a poor working class neighborhood in Sao Paulo. She's the daughter of a single mom, Rosa, who has 8 kids and used to clean houses and would walk to work to save money for Rebeca's training. And she's also had lots of battles against injuries. And so now she's become a symbol of what can be achieved against the odds. Rebeca would speak with CGTN.
The hardest part was the financial aspect. My mother walked to work so that I could use her bus pass to go to the gym with my brother. So I am very grateful to her and my siblings who made my dream possible.
Her mother wasn't alone, by the way, via Olympics.com. Rebeca walked hours to practice from the favela outside Sao Paulo, where she lived until she was 10 years old. In her bio on NBC Olympics, they note those walks were quite lengthy, taking well over 2 hours. Emerson Rodriguez, Andrade's brother, would say in an interview, "If I am not mistaken, the distance from our house to the gym was 6 or 7 kilometers or about 3 to 4 miles with a lot of hills going up and down. When we would get there to the gym, I would collect cardboard, scrap metal, those types of things, and I would sell it nearby and would save up a coin here and there until I started building a bike in a junkyard. So on the days we didn't have money for bus tickets, which were 90% or more of the time, we would ride a bike." Remarkable. Remarkable. From NPR, Andrade was only able to pursue her dreams because of that initiative funded by the city called Sports Initiation, which offers sports scholarships to kids of underserved backgrounds like Andrade. That is why it is so important for the tax dollars and for governments to take care of its own citizens. Because if they didn't, they wouldn't have somebody like Rebeca Andrade. What adds to this story is her injury history. As NPR discussed, I want to go over that from bottom up. Let's start here. In 2014, she broke her toe. In 2015, ruptured her ACL. Nearly 2 years later, she suffered a right ankle injury. Just 2 months after that, another ACL injury to the same knee. She had surgery and missed just about a year. 2019 came, which brought her third ACL tear to her right knee. Surgery took place yet again, including a graft from her left knee. She also had her anterolateral ligament reconstructed. She'd returned in March of 2020. That is why this performance, this comeback, is so incredibly awesome to see, and she deserves her flowers. On floor, she would use inspiration over the loudspeakers via Reeves. People think it's significant that on Thursday she used a piece of music called Baile de Favela, which is funk that comes from Brazil's favelas. Those are the low-income neighborhoods that are the hub of the African Brazilian culture. And you know, this issue is a big deal because there's profound institutional racism here. He's based in Rio. Even though more than half the population's black or mixed race, it's hard for black people to reach the top, especially women. And that's true in business, in politics, and also sports. Her floor routine, however, was on a pick and choose basis because of the past injury history, specifically those ACL tears. Prior to the Olympics was this write-up, which read as follows. In the year 2022, she only performed on the floor exercise twice prior to the Worlds, and even when she did, she opted for lesser difficulty. So yeah, honoring her on the podium is not literally disgusting, it's quite literally awesome. Via CBS, Andrade, who is considered the greatest female gymnast aside from Simone Biles, won 4 medals in Paris that included silvers in the all-around and vault. She was able to leave Paris with a gold medal on floor. What do you know? The one exercise, the one apparatus that she decided to take it easy on prior to the Olympics, she won gold on. In what was the final gymnastics event at this year's Games, Biles knew Andrade had it in her, by the way, via Netflix's Simone Biles Rising. She would say, and I quote, "Rebeca Andrade, she scares me the most." Andrade led Brazil to its first Olympic team medal, a bronze, then added 3 more in the individual, finishing runner-up to Biles in the all-around and vault, before becoming the first woman in memory to edge Biles in a floor exercise final. Wow. Previously, Andrade's silver medal in Tokyo marked the first time a South American woman made it to the all-around Olympic podium. A few days later, she became the first Brazilian woman to win gold at the Games with her first-place finish in the vault final. She would go on to say this.
Regardless of where you come from, your financial situation, or your color, you have to believe in yourself and not let anyone stop you from reaching your goals.
If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.